What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Chris here with Telesplashgaming, and I don't have the time that I used to. I want to play a game, and I want to beat it. When I was younger, I wanted to put hundreds of hours into a game. I wanted to get my money's worth. But now, I just want to play a game, enjoy it for a while, and beat it, and then move on to the next one. I want to fill my bucket full of different games. Well, I've got 6 great games that you can beat under 6 hours. If you don't have time to play Persona 5, the Final Fantasy series, those long RPGs, this is a perfect list for you to get that gratification, fill your gameplay bucket up, and even maybe get some easy platinum trophies. Stick around. 6 games under 6 hours. Starting off the list today, we're going to go with a classic that was an instant hit when it came out, and it's on the PS4, the Xbox, and the PC, and that is Journey. Now, Journey is one of the most aesthetically pleasing and gorgeous games that I've played, and one that I went in thinking, what is all of the hype about? Well, I was hit like a ton of bricks when I played this. It is just beautifully designed, it plays well, and honestly, I couldn't even tell you right away what it's all about. There is a mountain in the distance, and you are trying to get to that mountain. And along the way, there's puzzles. Everything is so incredibly abstract in its presentation, but the gameplay hits home. It's really, really beautiful when you are literally playing this game, and you look over, and there's like another character. It's a phantom. It's another person playing, I believe, in real time, just like you. You can't communicate, you can't do anything, but you can just see them as they're on their own journey towards this mountaintop. This is an incredibly short game at just around 2 hours, but it is truly an amazing experience and an easy platinum trophy if it's something that you're looking to do. If you have not played Journey, I cannot recommend you enough. One of the best games on this list, and truly, if you've not played it, you've only seen it, you're really missing out on what the hype is all about. And at 2 hours, come on, you've got to check out Journey. Moving on to a game that may not be the most aesthetically pleasing. It may not have the most abstract storyline, but when you play as Leo and Vincent, a couple of guys thrown in prison, and you're out for revenge, the storyline does grab you. It's called A Way Out. This game clocks in right about that 6-hour mark, and it is really unique in that it is 100% co-op. If you don't have a friend, a spouse, a brother, a sister, someone to play this game with, you cannot play it. But that's really what makes this game so amazing. I played this with my buddy Matt from start to finish. We did it over a couple days, so we played a couple hours here, a couple hours there, but it's fun. You're in prison, you have to get out, and the story just expands from there. It's like watching a movie. It really was like watching a movie, except we were controlling the characters. I loved the way this game was designed. I loved the gameplay. And right when you were kind of like, all right, what's happening? It ends. It never overstayed its welcome. It moved around a lot, and there was just some really fun co-op features that I absolutely loved. So if you're looking for not only a short game at around 5 to 6 hours, but a game that you can play with somebody else, and you have to have someone else, A Way Out is definitely the way to go. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a measly 3 hours, but it covers so much ground. The story takes place with 2 brothers going on a journey to find a cure for their ailing father. That hits the heartstrings right away. And even though it's only 3 hours long, it does cover a ton of stuff. You have different enemies, you have puzzles, you have expanding environments. But what makes this game unique is that it's not so much that it's a co-op game, because it's not like that. It's that you and your brother are completely different. One is bigger, one is smaller. And you have to use these attributes to complete these puzzles, to play the game, and basically progress through it by utilizing each person's strengths and weaknesses. Now, I believe this game does have a co-op feature on the Switch only in a very unique style, but for the most part, this game was a single-player experience that really hit home and was a great game released, I believe, back in 2013. You can still play it on most of the modern platforms. Like most of these games, these are going to be in the last few years. Moving on to a game that came out a few years ago, that is Firewatch, on pretty much all platforms, including the PC. Now, just at about 4 hours long, this game, like many of the games on this list, really does cover a ton of ground. Except you are legitimately covering a ton of ground. You are a Firewatch in the Wyoming wilderness. But here's the deal, you're alone. Your only communication is a walkie-talkie with another girl named Delilah. So you are basically alone, going through this midlife crisis, basically going to the Wyoming wilderness to just get a sense of peace, to get some structure, to really reflect on life. And this game does a great job of doing that. Along the way, obviously, you have a bunch of mystery surrounding some different campgrounds, some different females that are out hiking, that are camping, that go missing. That's just a little bit of the upper layer of what's actually going on in the story. There's some happy moments, there's some sad moments, but really if you are someone who just wants to play a game that's fairly peaceful, that has some mystery, then Firewatch might hit really close to home for you. Definitely a great experience, and if you don't want to play the game, I would recommend watching a Let's Play. It's very cool to experience this game and just see what they were able to do with it. The game that really inspired the creation of this video is Panzer Dragoon. I played it on the airplane as I flew from Texas back home to Washington State, and I beat it in about 70 minutes, 80 minutes maybe tops. It's the shortest game on this list, but I really enjoyed this on-rails shooter. Here's the thing, the storyline's unique. It's like an ancient civilization that's dealing with a modern company, and you're somehow stuck in the middle because you've become a dragon rider. That's right, you're riding a dragon around, shooting these other dragon riders, shooting these airplanes of sorts, these flying blimps, these airships, and you're basically going through this on-rails shooter, kind of like Star Fox, you played that, except different, obviously quite a bit different, but you're going through, you don't control where you go, you control where you look, and you're just going through and shooting different things. It's a fun game. Here's the deal, as a remake that just came out, it's fairly expensive compared to the other games on this list, but I do think you should put this at least in the back of your mind, because when it goes on sale, this might be one to check out for sure. At 90 minutes, quick game, but really, really fun. Only 6 chapters, not a bad game at all, and one that I think everybody should try, especially if you didn't get to play it on the original Sega Saturn. Rounding out the list today is What Remains of Edith Finch. You probably saw this coming because this is truly a game that got so much hype, so many awards, so much recognition for storytelling. It's only about 2 hours long. But the story and the premise behind it is very unique. You play as Edith Finch in your family's house, and you have this curse. Your entire generation, everybody dies except one member, and you are trying to figure out what's going on. You go through the house and you relive these family members' experiences, and you see how they came to this untimely demise. It's a mystery, it's fun, like anything, it's got the highs and the lows, but this is a masterclass in storytelling. It's kind of an adventure game, but really it's just a walking kind of simulator where you are just experiencing what is going on. Storyline, fantastic. If you have not played What Remains of Edith Finch, might be one of the #1 games on this list to play first. Alright folks, there you go. 6 great games under 6 hours long. Each game is unique in itself, and I think you should play them all. And if you've played them, let me know in the comments below which one's your favorite, and if you haven't, which one you want to play next. If you like the content, let me know. Ring the notification icon, leave a like, maybe try to subscribe so you can come hang out with me every Friday. I'm always doing random videos, not always short games. Maybe I'll do a long game list next week. Who knows? If you like this one though, there's quite a few short games. And I'm going to skip the earlier generations like the NES and the Super Nintendo because all those games are actually pretty short once you figure out how to play them. Alright, thanks so much for watching, hanging out with me this week. Keep trolling, keep rolling. See you next time.